Oh, do I ever have such sights to show you. To get started, I picked up a couple of dolls from the thrift store. I've recently gotten into doll revamping videos lately, and I wanted to give it a go for myself. I am definitely no expert, and I did plenty of wrong during this process. Okay. Somehow I feel like this is a hate crime. Let's go! But will I make more? Who knows? Will I learn from my mistakes? Who knows? But these still did turn out pretty freaking cool. So for starters, I ripped off the heads to remove all the hair, considering the first one I'm making doesn't have any hair and the second one kind of sort of does, I guess. First, I snipped it off. Butchered haircut. And then I boiled the head to take out the inside tracks. No! I wonder how long she can hold her breath. What am I doing now, you ask? Boiling doll heads. Why? As much as I could. In retrospect, I should have boiled it when they were still attached to the body, which would have made them not break off when I took the heads off, but I digress. I continue on with each one. The first one I started to undress. This feels weird and wrong. Okay. Let that settle in. An ironic color considering it's sky blue and this character is from hell. So I'm sure you can guess which character I'm making strictly based on the complexion choice. I did add a few layers of this. If you haven't guessed by now, hopefully this one will give it away. Used a very thin detailing brush to add on the red stripes onto its head. When I was happy with how these looked, I continued on with the face. The lips being black. Eyes white. Pupils black, obviously. And with all of this done with just your basic acrylic paint, this will not be having any real clothes on, but I am painting them on, again, simply with black acrylic paint. This gave the face time to dry. It was then time for outsourcing what went onto the face. Because this is so small and not the size of a real person, needing of pins, I use very small, thin finishing nails. Oh my god, that was aggressive. These are not what I thought they were. They're magnetic. Oh my god. Guess we're gonna see if this works. I used a torch to heat up the pointy end, and then I think they're called wire cutters, to hold on to it as to not burn my hands. And I push it into the plastic. I mean, it works, but like at what cost, you know? Ugh. Literally pulling. I don't know if you guys can even see this. Feels like I'm pulling off of her head. Putting one on every single one of the crosses, ironically crosses, where every horizontal line would connect with the vertical line. As you may have seen, I did start doing some of the makeup because I ran out of nails and I had to order some more. But here we are, makeup time. It's very simply, as this is a very small amount of room to actually work with. This is the part where I'm using actual makeup, a black and blue duochromatic eyeshadow. This sounds like a weird makeup tutorial, I know. Placing some on and blending it out with both my fingers and a Q-tip, knowing full well I would end up touching up the eye. Then adding a black liner on, but this is, again, acrylic paint. finally, to seal it, which is the only way I was able to convince myself to add actual makeup on, I'm using resin. This also helped once used to keep the limbs where they were situated. And now we continue on to the next. Cynthia. For this process is fairly similar. I do have a reference photo, of course. The biggest difference being that I will be cutting into the head of Cynthia. The reasons I stated this one kind of sort of had hair, but not really. If you've ever seen Cynthia, you know the hair is not actually hair-like at all. And to keep that illusion going into the real world, I painted some small bobby pins a coat of white. And then 2 coats of yellow. Once they were dry, I peeled them away from themselves and then split them into 2 pieces with those wire cutters. Referencing the photo, I lumped them into similar groupings and glued them together with just simply hot glue. Place those into the gash that I just cut open and glued them all together. Again, hot glue. Alright, so off camera I did add more yellow to it to make it blend in more, and then the skin color around it. It honestly looks so creepy right now. I'm hoping it gets better. But my reference picture is not that great either. It honestly looks super creepy as well. I don't remember her looking this creepy, but here we are. Obviously the facial structure of her is quite a bit different than the actual doll in Rugrats. Like her eyes here are more, I guess they're more hooded. But there's nothing I can do about that, so I shall work with what I've got. Did I realize that when I first bought these? No, I did not, but I also didn't think that I was going to be doing this with them, so here we are. Continuing on with the same process onto the face with acrylic paint this time, no makeup. These are definitely going to be sisters, not twins. Oh god, I regret so much already. But also using a black to add the dots onto her head. Literally, the more I do to her, the creepier she looks. But I'm also turning, you know, a cartoon into real life, so. Once the face was how I wanted, I went back in with the new skin tone to do some touch-ups. I forgot to mention that I actually did change up the skin tone. And then it was clothing time, as I actually wanted this one to have some clothes made, homemade clothes for it. It was easy enough to do due to making it out of felt. A yellow for the entire dress, and cut. That's about halfway. Yeah, okay. So. Sewing one side. Perfect fit. Looks like a bag right now, but perfect fit. I pushed this inside out, and then I did this anyways. So now, no matter which way. Why am I like this? Why am I continuously like this? And adding the doll into it. This is a very tight fitting top half of the dress. Hot gluing the arm portion on the other side and sewing the bottom once again. Okay, so far so good. With a mix of hot glue and a fuchsia felt, I added on the details. Okay, so first of all, the neckline actually has to be down farther. Remembering I can take the head off. and then a small strip of black felt, and 2 jump rings to finish it off. I finally added a layer of resin strictly to her head to seal that all in and reattach her neck. What a weird sentence. Anyways, that is it for today's video, and I do hope you guys enjoy. See you in the next one. Bye, guys.